It is July 21st. A little bit late on this one, but I'm going to post it basically right after. Yeah, what's been going on this week? It's a good question. Um, I don't think work wise there's a whole lot to update on, which is, probably a good thing. Things are busy. I've been going into the office. Oh no, I guess this past week I did some interviewing, like on behalf of Microsoft. So it's kind of interesting. I hadn't really done that for a few years. So I've been at Microsoft. It's going to be 4 years in like a month. So my first time interviewing candidates at Microsoft would have been a few weeks back now. And then this is the second time that I've done interviewing at Microsoft. So kind of interesting. My previous manager like put me on the loop. They're called interview loops to be able to interview people, and just I never got scheduled for years. So kind of interesting. The current manager definitely like highly advocates, and I totally agree with him. Being able to have the principal level folks try to jump in and get interviewing done. So happy to do it. It derails things a lot, right? Like it's an entire day, and then there's like you have to make sure that the next day you're ready to kind of or same day depending on the schedule, you're ready to kind of go in and talk about all your notes and stuff. So it's good, obviously. I like being part of, being able to kind of help shape how teams and stuff are going to grow, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of extra, right, on top of what you got going on for your day, because it's not just the day of interviews and then the follow up. It's also like the prep for it, because there aren't canned questions. You don't just go in and, rhyme off from a list of coding questions, system design questions, behavioral questions. There's some example behavioral ones, but still, and you want to review people's resumes, make sure that you can go into it not being totally blind. So yeah, there's just a lot to it. So that kind of was a bit disruptive. The other thing too, I forgot about this. This is why this week seemed maybe like a bit of a blur, but I had to get a COVID booster, unfortunately, on Sunday, and and I'm not shocked, but like for 48 hours, I was like in pretty rough shape. So I had Monday morning, I had someone cancel a call on me last minute. They followed up. I think they had some bit of a family emergency, so not a huge deal, but it sucks because it's early in the morning. Like I schedule these things like between 5 and 7 in the morning to start. So when someone cancels, I'm like, oh. So I didn't sleep at all the night before because I was feverish. Then someone canceled on me, and I was like, come on. And then in the evening, to make matters worse, I went to go do an interview with someone else. So that was the second interview in the day that I was supposed to have. And this is for Dev Leader, by the way, not Microsoft. And we had to basically cancel it because my internet wasn't working. And as I'm recording this right now, I can see my Wi-Fi says I have one bar on this machine. The router is like in a room beside me. It makes absolutely no sense. I have a look at this. I don't know if I can get it on camera. I have the antennas on my Wi-Fi card that are external are like this big. Like, there's no reason I should not have, I should be able to have good signal to the moon with this thing. So something's weird. And what I observed the other day was that even my Bluetooth was very bizarre, because I had some other well, I'll talk about this, I guess. So I had a really cool opportunity to have someone from Microsoft, a principal project manager or product manager, uh, from Blazor, do a live stream with me, which was awesome. But my Wi-Fi was acting up, so I was delayed, and it was awkward. He did such a good job in like in that he could tell I was delayed and just kind of made it work. Like he did such a good job of it. But in hindsight, like I watched a bit of it and I'm like, oh man, like it feels embarrassing that I'm hosting it and I have this weird awkward delay. So I felt really bad about that. But I noticed my Wi-Fi basically dropping down to like no bars. Like, how is that possible? And the other thing that was happening was my Bluetooth. My Bluetooth was basically like I have this is my fourth pair of headphones in like 2 weeks to try out, but I have a feeling it's the Bluetooth in my computer's also messed up. So I bought a Bluetooth antenna, and uh, anyway, I think that part's better now. But I had to restart my computer and everything just seemed to get better. But I'm recording right this moment on a very, like, I basically my computer off, turned it on. As soon as it loaded up, I started recording. And I can tell my Wi-Fi is doing something really stupid right now, which is, it's really frustrating for me. I don't want to have to deal with this kind of thing or think about it. So, I'm not sure what's up. I have a couple of more Nest mesh endpoints coming. What I think I'm going to do, this is going to sound really bizarre, but hear me out. So, this router, sorry, this Wi Fi card I have that has the external antenna was doing amazing like a year or so ago. Absolutely amazing. I had all these weird Wi Fi issues. I bought this thing and it's been incredible. I think it was when Diablo 4 came out. I was just having all sorts of bizarre issues, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. Bought this thing, and it's been night and day. But now something weird's going on, and my Wi Fi signal's dropping. So I think what I'm going to do is with my Nest, my Google Mesh, I guess. I don't know if they're called Nest or Google Mesh, whatever. Um, I'm going to get another. I bought four more because to get three was the same cost. So I got four more endpoints. I'm gonna put one in our bedroom because it's the furthest end of the house. I think it's, that makes sense. I'm gonna put one in this office, which is close to the other one that's on the other side of this wall. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire my computer to this router or this endpoint, right? And yes, I understand that that seems a little bit odd because, like, it's still got to do Wi Fi. But what I'm hoping is that I can basically ditch any problem with Wi Fi cards or anything else on these machines and literally just have it hooked up to this endpoint and then let Google Mesh take care of all of the Wi Fi parts. So we'll see. I'm going to try that out. It's a backup plan. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, between that and audio, it's been a nightmare. So it's been like content creation sucks for troubleshooting these things. It was this microphone for like over 8 months, just messing around with it. Uh, Very recently was like the lens on the camera not focusing, so it does focus because I went and spent. Come on, focus. There we go. Because I basically just bought a new one. It was $1,500. That's like it's awful. um, so yeah, now it's headphones for calls, Wi-Fi, just like all the stuff that doesn't feel like it's productive but kind of holds you back if you don't get it right. Which is why it feels crappy. Okay, what else is going on though? Course stuff. I want to talk about this a little bit. So I'm currently doing a Dome Train course for some C# stuff, which I'm excited about. I like the topic a lot. Um, I think even I think initially Nick was kind of saying he's not sure if it's going to have a lot of interest, but more recently I think he's been kind of changing his mind on that. So that part's exciting to hear the feedback. But there is another Dome Train course that I'm going to be working on, and we were talking about this a little bit, and the the deadline is early September for my current one, and I might based on our conversations, like I basically asked Nick, do you think it makes sense to push that one out a little bit to do the other one? And his like he's open, it doesn't matter to him, but it's kind of interesting because like I'm I don't want to say I'm on the fence. I actually think this second one is going to be more effective in terms of capturing audience, I suppose is a way to put it. So I'm probably gonna push out my C# one a little bit further, which is fine. I'm not going to stop. Like today, I have a lot of time set aside to go record stuff for it. So I'll make sure I do that. But just kind of sharing the update because it's probably going to be into October or something if I balance my time properly across two courses at the same time. I did this earlier in the year, right? It's a lot of work. What else? So live streams this week is going to be a little different. I'm going to stream on Monday night as usual, but Tuesday morning I've been trying to do the coding live streams. I'm going to be flying out to Texas though. I'm doing a talk at one of the meetups in Texas. I guess I don't know if it's like sponsored or organized by Free Code Camp, but Danny Thompson, he's a pretty big not like .NET specific influencer, but just like kind of coding influencer. I think he does a lot of stuff for like community events and things like that. So connected with him on LinkedIn. He invited me down. It's not like a paid opportunity or anything. He was very transparent. He's like, look, we don't have budget to pay people. I'm like, that's fine. And it's kind of cool. I didn't think, I think it was like $300 round trip to go fly. So, that's fine. It'll be a business expense because it's truly no one's paying me. So I'll expense it that way. But yeah, no, it's cool. I'm going to do a talk on plugin architecture. See what people have to say. I don't know, like, because it's a talk and it's a technical audience. I just don't know how, like, I don't want to sit there and like go through code. I'm not going to be coding live, that's for sure. So, um, it'll be an interesting balance, I think. I don't want to just like gloss over stuff and go super high level. What's with this? What's with this yawn? But I don't want to go so deep where people are like, what are we building here? So, yeah, trying to strike the right balance. I'm just trying to put a lot of stuff down in slides for now, and then I'll kind of rejig it as I go. And that's coming up in a couple days. So, yeah, live stream Tuesday morning will be canceled. Keep the live stream for Monday night. And I think the course update was probably the biggest part, I think. Yeah, I think probably the only other thing that I was trying to share earlier is just like a little bit of frustration with technology still. It's always something. But otherwise, things are pretty good. BrandGhost. Man, there's been a lot of progression in BrandGhost over the past week, which I'm super excited about. We continue to have challenges with authentication. The social media platforms, whoever came up with the OAuth standard, and then the people responsible for implementing it, like, man, shame on you guys. it's it's a nightmare. So we're still trying to get our Facebook app approved. It's so tedious. We have to literally film someone using it and explain it, not with words. You can annotate it, but we can't speak in it and explain how we're using the functionality. And then we do it and they're like, well, we don't get it. It's like, we just want to post stuff. And they're like, well, show us. And we're like, it's really hard to show you it working when we don't have the app approved. So just going through that back and forth. Our Twitter integration was not completely, but it was broken. Twitter APIs are on a V2 of OAuth, but like not all of their stuff is moved over to it. So for example, you can't upload videos on the V2 for OAuth, and we need that. So as a result, we had to go back and undo all of our Twitter integration on the authentication side and redo it all for OAuth like 1.1 or 1.0 or something. I think it's OAuth 1, but the Twitter APIs are 1.1 just to be able to upload video. Like, insane. But we wasted between three of us like almost the full weekend. Well, Friday night and Saturday, all of Saturday. So it's working though. I'm just keep looking at my screen. I have a video up on Twitter that was posted, so I know it works. But I think that's it. We're excited. We're getting really close to. We have our wait list, but we're going to be opening it up and onboarding people. So pretty excited about that. But thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you next time.